So, all right, so people are still popping on, the bells are ringing. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. I love it when people walk in the room with art. And there's gonna be a lot of art flying around in the next couple of weeks as we get ready for the Daisy Art Parade. And before we get started tonight, I do want to say, our lead tonight is Simone Patterson, who's working on the Lansdowne street mural. And she's going to give us an update on that and prepare us for what's to come. And but before we do that, I'll turn it over to Catherine. And Catherine, you can start us off with some questions and thoughts.
Well, yeah, thank you. Actually, it's just was a kind of a meetup lunch gathering, but it was a lot of questions that none of us really had answers to. So we thought, well, this would be a time to bring it up and maybe get some answers. So Robin's specific question was, she had some people interested in picking something up from the Arts Connect catalog, but she was unclear, and none of us had the answer to how much time a group needs to plan for before they can request an event. So she had somebody wanting to do something, but it didn't seem like there was enough. She wasn't sure how to answer the question, how much a warning or advanced connection needed to be made.
Great. We've got a great team working on this, and so Katie might be hopping on, Joy's here, Antonio might be hopping on, and I'll let any one of them start. I'll let Joy, I'll let you start off if you want to, or I can take it.
Yeah, I can start off. My answer is not, you don't have to have any planning at all, a connection with the artist at all. You can just fill out the form. It's best if you have a group of neighbors that want the event, because that's the whole point, is to have the community involved. But also I just feel like if you're just in your neighborhood and you want an event and you need help planning it, you just go ahead and fill out the form, and then me or Katie or Antonia or any of us facilitators will help you with the process.
So specifically, like if I'm having an event on this weekend coming up April 6th, is that too soon, or do I need to plan 2 or 3 weeks in advance? I mean, that's the question she had.
I see. Yeah. I recommend having more time to plan in advance, because the whole point is that you want to be able to reach the neighbors and have enough time to get the word out and to organize it.
Yeah, and we say in the catalog we ask for a month. It says it in there, and we do encourage people to read the catalog. A lot of folks hop right to the fun part, right? The really exciting part, the pictures of you all and the work that you're doing and the fun things you can do in the neighborhood. But we really do want this to be a capacity building effort for neighborhoods and to help them grow and meet their goals. So as we're getting started, it doesn't have to be a full month. If they know there's something that they want to do, and that they have a history of doing, even a few weeks helps us get in there and ask some questions like, who feels invited to the event? Who doesn't come to the event? Who would you like to come to the event? How do you want people to feel when the event's over? Things like that, help them get more out of it.
So we could, if someone asked us that question, we could say we'd like it to have maybe between 2 to 4 weeks lead time. Would that be a reasonable
Sure.
for just getting it going?
Yeah. Tell them the first thing they can do is fill out that form. If they can fill out that form, then that starts a conversation with us. And we like to get on the artist calendar. Some of the artists are busy and have things fill up. So if they get us 2 weeks beforehand, there's really not a great chance that the artist is going to be able to do the event. Because if they're I know Rachel Ann's busy. So more time is better. We're booking things into September already. And so more time's better, but if they've got something coming up in a couple of weeks and we can be opportunistic about it, then we can do it. Of course, strategic is better than opportunistic.
Is
Well,
there a
they-
number, how many have
Sure.
applied or?
Yeah, we've done 3 or 4 events already. And we've got a form now, and you know what, I'll share my screen as well, and I'll pull that up. So we have both a calendar that shows what events are happening. It's on the website, roanokearts.org/neighbors. And additionally, we've got a report that either and or both and either the neighborhood and the artist can fill out after the event to say how it went from their perspective, what they think the next step might be. And we're going to encourage both the neighborhood and the artist to fill that out. So that'd be kind of part of the debriefing. And one of the next steps might be, hey, you know what? They should really have this other artist come in next and do their next event. Yeah. So, okay. Ask another question so Katie can answer, because she's on the
Okay.
phone now.
All right, so
Yeah.
we had, so that was probably the one question, of course, we all wanted to know, like, how much engagement has been happening. So you kind of answering that, but that there is a web page we could go to get that answer?
There sure is, yeah. And let's see here. Okay, you can just see a little bit into my life about how, oops, I typed the wrong thing. About how slow everything is with one hand. Okay,
Uh-oh.
okay, you know, there's the website, roanokearts.org. You know, we still, all year, we're gonna keep this right there up front, Arts Connect Neighbors. And if you click on that, and it says learn more, you know, we have about the program, how to participate, has all the information on it. The catalog itself you can click on, or you can click on the calendar. And the only day that things are happening right now, it looks like, is April 13th. So we've got the Daisy Art Parade. I want to make sure that was on the calendar. And then the Wasena Bridge Bonanza. And at the Wasena Bridge Bonanza, April Yap is going to be doing face painting. And then in the neighboring sounds, Nick Montgomery is going to be doing audio of the day. So we have 2 artists that are already invoicing and we're already making payments for them. The other thing, you know, we've worked really hard to create an invoicing system now, and some of you have already used that. And the invoice, it's awesome. It's awesome. Plus somebody has an ooh or ah. So it's like, I really, you know, compared to writing contracts for every event, this is just amazing. You all have gone through the contracting process, and it takes a long time, you know, and then finally get you a check. This is much, much faster. And so I can pull that up too. I don't want to take too much time out of this tonight. We can do a little bit of this each time. But there's the Daisy Art Parade. It's happening. You can click on that and it just says, well, it's just information about the Daisy Art Parade. Let me go back. The Wasena Bridge Bonanza, and it says, celebrate coming improvements and honor the Main Street Bridge in Wasena before demolition begins. Be part of neighboring sounds, or Arts Connect Neighbors activity as the sounds of the day are captured. The day will honor and celebrate the history and significance of the bridge in the neighborhood. The day will brand Wasena without a bridge as a destination. The day will educate the community on the bridge project and what's to come during closure. Those are the kind of goals that the neighborhood can identify and build into their project. So if they're doing a pancake breakfast, fantastic. But what's going to be the outcome of the pancake breakfast? You know, pancakes. That's an outcome in itself. But in addition to that, they're going to say they want to connect neighbors. There might be something specific that they want to get an opinion on, what they want to see in their neighborhood.
Survey.
Yeah, survey. Yeah, they want to engage people in some way. Polly's fantastic about all the different ways when you have an event and you have people thinking about their place, and you have the maps out and you have the signs. So getting people to think about their place, that could be a simple outcome. But if we don't have the conversation up front, we're not going to be able to help the neighborhood do that work.
Well, I just got one more comment and then whoever else, I mean, I don't want to take up too much time because as far as like the check-in part, but we were really concerned about how there is not a lot of understanding or engagement outside of the group of people that have been very engaged with making it and creating it. So we were kind of tossing around some ideas of like, how can we go actually in neighborhoods and have the catalogs and have one-on-one conversations or maybe some artists performing or participating or sharing a little bit about what they have to offer. So that's something I just want to throw that out there that it does seem like once you know, the catalog can be sitting on the counter, but unless someone's showing you where it is that you go or getting that kind of like specific information for a lot of people who are not as tech savvy or don't really understand the process to just make it really easy. And I'm wondering if we could have like maybe just like a little ice cream social in various neighborhoods, like in a park, or we
You
just
tell
have
me
like
what
a little.
You tell me what you need and set it up, and I'll get you any resources you need for it.
All right, well, that was my idea. So thank you, Doug. Well, I'll let the rest of you all check in, but that's what I'm looking forward to helping spread more about hands-on in the moment, sharing what we all got to share.
Yeah, I love it. And I think anytime you're out in the neighborhood, if you have these with you, if you are doing a neighborhood event through the catalog, please, by all means, have the items here. And Jane just did an event. Jane came in, good to see you. Hi. Jane just did an event. Do you want to talk a little bit about your event? Well, I haven't even asked you how it went and yeah, you want to talk a little?
So I was at Indian Rock Village for their Easter egg hunt. The kids were pretty distracted by the Easter egg hunt. If I could give anybody any advice, is to do Easter egg hunts like Lick Run did. That was amazing. Each kid got like an egg carton, and you could go in the field and pick 12 eggs, come back, empty your candy in a paper bag, and then you were done. And it was a slow motion egg hunt. It was awesome. This was like, a piñata burst, all the kids ran in and all the eggs were gone, and then, half the kids ran away. But some of them did engage, and some families engaged. And there's like a ramp up to the door and then a ramp back down the other side. And we just chopped all that up with positive messaging. You were born with wings, that kind of thing. And his name just went out of that. Fletcher Nichols was there with the royalty
Great.
affirmation. And so we, put out there pictures of lions and say these words: I am royalty. Just positive messaging. And it was really nice. I had some great conversations with people. Being there that long, a couple hours, you could sort of identify like who the neighborhood leaders were, and come to find out, it was like, oh yeah, she's been here every day helping us set up for this thing. And I'm like, great, I got a catalog in her hands. And it's just those one-on-one conversations, like, how does this work? And it's like, just zap this code and it takes you where you need to go. It's like magic. So I guess it's just one engagement at a time. I was in the conversation with Catherine and Robin and Trees today and Polly. And a couple of ideas we came up with was like, who handled the social media engagement for Art Space?
Yeah, Cody, he had a death in the family, but usually Cody's here. Yeah.
Because that was amazing.
Yeah.
And that's what we need for the Arts Connect catalog, is that constant messaging. Like, have you filled out the survey yet?
Yeah.
Have you requested a thing yet? And also, a rock the block, like who could throw the best block party using the arts catalog as like a promotion.
Yeah,
kind of
great.
thing. But I guess did I cover everything? Invoicing seems simple. That was really easy.
We have one more thought that we would like to maybe, I know, Doug, you got a lot on your plate, but maybe down the road, not too far down the road, to sit down with the person who is the neighborhood engagement person that were introduced to. Is it Molly Hunter?
She was in the placemaking committee meeting today. She meets with us on Friday afternoons with the facilitator team. She just pulled together the Dyerly group Diley's interested in working with Jane. And she just went out and met with them, and this was the impetus for their neighborhood organization reforming. So she's very, very involved. But yes, if you need, please, we can connect her with you and connect her with us in any way, shape, or
Yeah,
form.
just kind of get an update, what areas she's already connected with, where is there a weak link that maybe we can focus on, a neighborhood social, ice cream social in a park or something like that, that we would know which neighborhoods have already engaged and which ones need a lot more of a nudge. You know, it'd be nice to have that info and moving forward.
Yeah, yeah. Let me step back to Jane's for a second, if you don't mind. Jane, there was one outcome for Jane's event, really, and that was that at Indian Rock Village, they want to establish a resident council. And we said, you know, all we need, you know, for this first step, and we're like, we'll partner the artists with you for this first step. If it's just somebody who lives there, who's engaged, looks at the catalog and says, hey, let's do a next step. Let's do something else. That's plenty of an outcome. And that can be a fairly quick outcome too. So I just think I didn't want to leave that before we hopped on. What I would like to do would be to have a team, an action team of the artists who take outreach as their mission and kind of set up a meeting, identify these. We'll get Molly there. We'll get anybody you need, and I'll give you a budget, and you can set the path. Do I have any volunteers?
Yeah, I think we can get the word out about that. Yeah.
I don't just want to get the word out. I want you to set a date, and I want us to, because we don't have that much time really to do it. So let's get a team and make it happen. Yeah. So if you want to stay on the call after this, you want to do that, and we'll get a path.
Sounds good.
Excellent. All right. Okay. And then with that, I did mention the placemaking committee today. And the placemaking committee is starting a campaign, and that campaign, I think, is Simone Patterson for president.
Right.
They're just so impressed with the work that's been happening, both, you know, with the Dreamin' Big art project at the Envision Center that Simone has designed and implemented, and then now is coaching, and then with the Lansdowne Street Mural project, which came along simultaneously on the heels of this, that was going to impact the property, the street that runs right between Lansdowne Park and the Envision Center, the street that Simone's been crossing kids over from one side to the other. You know, Polly spent a lot of time working there on that site, and it's a busy street, and they're rushing kids, trying to get kids back and forth safely. And so Simone's working on a project that's going to be happening in the next month. And I'd love for her to tell us about it, to get us jazzed about it. And Simone, do you want me to share make you the
Yes,
co-host?
if you can let me share screen, and hopefully I can get it to work again.
You're it.
Okay, let's see, start sharing screen. Be patient with me. This is the one I want. And let's see if I can get it in display mode. Is it working?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, yay. Look, I'm getting much better at doing it. Hi, for those people who don't know me. My name is Simone Patterson. And as Doug said, I've been working for, it's 2 years now, with the Dreamin' Big art project. And I have recently retired from that and passed it on to some very capable women to continue the work. So, which makes me so excited, because this was, for me, I would hope that it would continue and be a kind of a legacy program. And I'm just so grateful to the City of Roanoke, the Arts Commission, for funding that, because I've had an absolute ball with those children. And as I said at a meeting this morning, that it has been the most satisfying educational experience that I've been involved with, and it's just been a sheer delight. But I'm not talking about that today, but they're interlinked, because one of the reasons why I took the retirement from that project was because I was neck deep in this Lansdowne street mural. It is on Salem Turnpike. And of course, I'm not by myself on this project. I'm working with other members of city departments. So they were working on it for quite some time. Doug said, Simone, this might be something you want to take on because you've been working with the children. Children can design the mural. You know, you can make it happen. But I had to turn it down, primarily because I was preparing for my retrospective last year, and that was taking all my time. And plus, I just didn't think like, you know, I'm the right face for this project. I really had, you know, thought, okay, it's got to be a community member who could carry this forward. Well, as it turned out, it came back around to me, and I took it as a sign from the universe that I should really take this project on, because I think it could be amazing, and the experience has been amazing. So this was the initial concept, and that was just the beginning, because this was just the idea I had, because I had been working on with the children on producing paper murals, and we were working with the concept of the hand, and all of these activities came together to produce a series of themes that reoccurred in the children's drawings. And I took those drawings, then broke it down into elements. And then we took these elements, I made them into a poster, and then took it to the community to gauge what they thought was really interesting. So those, it was presented at the Envision Centre and at Melrose Library, but the other members of this committee took work out for community engagement and discussion. So we took a poll on what people were interested in seeing. And I also took a trip to Brooklyn and had a look at some of the street murals there, and to see what they were doing, and also incorporated some of those designs to get into, you know, to see if there was any interest in that. So what happened after this connection to the community, I took the comments and broke it down into 4 designs that could then be applied as stencils or made into stencils, because this is, it's like half a mile. This, this asphalt mural is literally half a mile long, and it's to slow traffic in the area. So there were a lot of things we needed to consider as, okay, yes, it needs to be bright to slow traffic, but it can't be outrageously distracting for the cars and the trucks that come through. And I say trucks because I'm on a bit of a campaign at the moment to see if we can get rid of the trucks from that part of the street to really make it pedestrian friendly, because those big rigs, they move really quickly along Salem Turnpike, and they're very slow to stop. So these 4 designs were then again presented to the community, and we got 83 responses. This bottom design using the Pan-African colours was suggested by community members at the previous stage, and I thought, yes, we have to be aware of the demographics of that community, and to represent using the Pan-African colours. Well, it turns out that there was equal interest in the hands and the Pan-African colours, though there were a few children that really liked the aliens. I thought that was cute. And the floral design, there was interest in the floral design, but anybody who knows my work, I felt it was like a little bit too close to my own personal work. And I really wanted this to be something that came from the children and their drawings and their interest, and then being supported by the community. So we ended up combining both the hands and the stars using the Pan-African colours with the addition of the blue. With the inclusion of South Africa, that blue is often used with the Pan-African colours, but more importantly, that blue is taken from the Roanoke logo, and they've just installed a new bus stop in that area, which is that blue. So we thought this will then connect other activities that are happening in the area to support the people in the area. And also this design can be broken down into elements so that we can make the stencils, and then using volunteer help. And I'm pushing the volunteer help because I'm hoping some of you will become lead volunteers in this big project. But this can be broken down into stencils. To give you an idea of the large hand stencil is 8 foot, the small hand stencil is 6 foot. The star stencil will be 8 foot, but then we'll be doing a lot of line work that's by hand. Okay, so this is an overview of the areas that will need to include the street mural. And we're breaking it down into different sections. And we're looking for lead volunteers for each of those sections, and then to have 2 volunteers working on each section with a lead to get the mural completed. So each of these areas have like an individualized approach where the colors, Pan-African colors, are scrolled through, and the hands are repeated, and the rays are repeated in different ways. This long section of the mural that literally goes from the Envision Center all the way down past the basketball court, through 3 blocks of the aligned with the Lansdowne residential area, right down to 24th Street. And around the corner on 24th is where the new Metro Plaza is being built. In this design, you can see this green line. It's a continuous green line that is a reflection of the mountains that are behind Lansdowne Park there. This is here. This is 24th Street. We did a lot of experimenting with the cones to see if the semi-trailers can go around that bend. One semi-trailer collected all the cones, so this radius might be reduced, but at the time of me working, these were the plans that I had, so this radius may change a little bit. And this section here is one of the most important sections because we're going from 2 lanes down to 1. And so it needs to, be both bright and colorful, but yet not too wild and crazy that drivers are are totally distracted from what they're doing. So the star in this area will be extended to 10 foot in diameter. Okay, and these are the other two sections. And I just want to include this last picture where on March the 14th, we had the screening from the Animation Nation from the Dreaming Big Art Project. And I just wanted to show you their beautiful smiling faces, because it's about saving the life of these children crossing the street. And it's from their drawings that the work has evolved. And yeah, I just think they're adorable. Very energetic and creative children. And I wanted to give a shout out to Phoenix Kesey, who's been working with me in the last season as a support. She's been indispensable, and she's already volunteered to be a lead on one of the sections. And so from this point, we're having an information day for the community on the 17th of April. And the main painting day will be on May the 4th. I know there's a lot of things going on from May the 4th, but we'll be starting at 9:30 with a pancake breakfast and an on-site training session. But if you would like to be a lead volunteer, I'd encourage you to come on April the 17th, when we'll actually, I'll probably do this quick presentation, but then we'll go out on the street and we can walk. We can walk the mural, so you get a really good idea of how the space will be occupied and the amount of paint that we'll need. And hopefully by then the bollards and the road will be blocked off. So it'll be easy to walk, much easier than it is now, that's for sure. So I thought I'd open it up to any questions.
So I have a
Looks
question.
amazing. And the
I have a
other question
question.
I had was there across Salem Turnpike?
It doesn't go across, but okay, I'm going back to the first, this first section. Oh, I'm pointing to it on the screen, but you can see here, this is the crossroad currently. But a lot of the children's I collect here up Delta. When we get here, they start crossing the road as soon as they walk out here. So this area here will be really protected. So it'll make the crossroad a lot safer, because they have all these islands around. So here, there's this crossroad here. So we've got these islands that will make it much safer, instead of many people walk like this and the trucks come barreling down both sides. So this just gives them these little islands of safety. So if they don't, make it all the way across, they've got this protected area to be in. So the whole purpose of it is the calming of that area.
So that's my question. So the areas that we're seeing in beige, are they raised? So it's not just painting on the actual asphalt flat on this. Is it a raised area that cars can't drive on?
It is enclosed with bollards and a little raised white, it's like white plastic. It's what they put on, I'm sure you've seen it. I know it has a particular name, but I'm sorry, I've been up since 5, so my brain, maybe I'm starting to get sundown syndrome, I don't know. But I can't remember the official name. But these little black dots are bollards. So they're about 3 feet tall, round plastic columns. that are attached to the road by this white plastic connector that's connected to the asphalt. So it's very clear that cars cannot drive in that area. Excuse me.
So will there be white lines for the crosswalk? I'm confused.
The crossroads remain white.
Okay,
These areas that are red or orange are the areas in which the mural will be painted.
yeah.
So I'll not go to, this is section 0. This is section 0 here.
Mhm.
This is the existing crosswalk. So these are 2 sections. This is the new bus stop here. And so these are islands of safety.
Mhm.
So if the children, think, oh, I can make it, and they step out, then they are protected here. Of course, they will also have flashing lights. I heard that the flashing lights got approved by the city, and I think they're going in this week. If it's not this week, it's next week. I'm not sure of the location. I think it's still maybe here that there are flashing lights that will alert drivers that they're about to approach this pedestrian-friendly area.
What time is the info session on the 17th
5:30
at Envision Center?
at the Envision Centre.
Thank you.
Will you be there, Jane?
I'll be there, yes.
Oh, great. That's great. And so the presentation, as I said, will be much like this that I've just shown you now, but we'll also get to walk out onto the street.
Simone, how many art leaders do you need on this? What are the kind of overall volunteer requirements?
Well, we're still working through that. We're going to be calling for different types of volunteers to people's skills. So, of course, I would really like artists to be the lead on each of these sections. So there's 6, there'll be 7 lead volunteers. And with each volunteer, there'll be hopefully 2 members from the community working with you to paint. Everything will be already laid out, and it could be that while we're doing the layout, that we will call the lead volunteers in to see this process and to help paint the undercoat. A day for that hasn't been pinned down.
Mm.
But we will definitely know by the 17th of April.
Great.
After the Daisy Art Parade is done.
Yeah.
Simone, do you only need us for, like, if you wanted a leader, would you only need them for that day for the actual painting on May 4th, I think you said?
Yes, but we'd also want them for one other day, and that
Okay.
is to the undercoat painting, so that you become really familiar with your section as you maybe paint the undercoat yourself and become aware of the colors that we are using in that section.
Okay, great.
We also need a lot, if you're not comfortable painting, but we need a lot of support in people like emptying the paint in the rollers, and making sure everybody's got the equipment they need. Everybody will be given hopefully a cap from the project, as well as a road vest. We will ask you to sign a waiver, but we also need other types of volunteers too, people who are willing to maybe take photographs just hearing about that sounds of the neighborhood, wouldn't it be great if they came out as we were making the mural to record, because it's a cookout day at the Envision Centre. So if anybody's been to the cookout, there are many services there. And that goes from 11 to 1. So it'll be quieter in the morning. And then as the cookout starts, all the neighborhood children come out. There will be activities for the children at that time. But volunteers on this project must be 18 years and over. I've already had the kids say, we'll do it, Simone, we'll do it, we'll pay. I thank them so much, but yeah, because that will actually be on the road. The traffic, I think there'll only be one lane open during this painting period, or it may even be completely closed. So we're waiting for the bollards to go up and see how that works, because of all the activity that's happening in the area of the day. We have to be aware of that so that people can get into the Envision Centre and unload and set up.
Any other questions for Simone or comments? I think it's terribly exciting. I can't wait to be out there painting or whatever you have me do. It might be cleaning brushes. I don't, or rollers. I don't know what it is, but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, I've got to say, this is the first time I've worked on anything like this. The scale of it is quite intimidating. I've learned so much about I'm having a hard time with my words, but working in the community and just really being of service. That's what I've really tried to do. And I hope that this continues to be of service to that community.
Well, and we're going to be learning so much as a community through this project too. And there's another, Tom Carr is trying to get another project going over by the Wasena Bridge, to slow traffic around some kind of a cluster of streets that come together there. So, and Simone has just learned, she's been working with the experts from around the country and figuring out how to do a big project like this. So
yeah.
I really love the thoughtful process that you went through, by taking the designs from the children and then presenting it to them and having people give comments and feedback, and then it's just so cool. It's like truly from the community.
Oh, thank you, Joy. That means a lot, you saying that, because as I said at the did I say this at the beginning, that I turned the project down and then yeah, so I had to trust that, okay, it's come back to me. It's a boomerang. It's hitting me in the head. I've got to go with the flow. Thanks, Doug, for pushing me into it, because I have learned a lot, and I've really, having been institutionalized much of my life in terms of being in academia, I have discovered that I really can work with other institutions and kind of really try and pull apart what they want to achieve and how we can do it. I mean, it hasn't been a smooth road. It's been a bit bumpy, because I'm talking to road engineers and traffic engineers that don't really have much interface with artists. So it was, sometimes it was a challenge. Yeah. But I'm
Thank you.
really happy with the support I've received, and now those people have, I think, turned into friends. So that's really nice.
And not only do the traffic engineers maybe not talk to artists that much, they may not talk to the community that much. And when this project was kind of underway and it was clear that it was happening concurrently with Simone's deep engagement at the Envision Center, we said, why aren't we building on the relationships, the long-term relationships that we have and are building? Why aren't we using that as the starting point? And I really think that this is what we're trying to do through the artist residency and such in the community. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be bumpy. It is a different way of doing things. But I'm really eager to watch this project and the way Simone presents it, because it's clear,
Yeah.
right, that it's different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's huge. You're setting a precedent for many things to come.
Oh
So,
boy, I
any-
just hope it works out.
Right?
Oh, well, we
It
can't.
will.
Yeah, it will. And we're looking forward to helping it work out, all of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Simone. That was yeah, I want to look, I can do it now.
Oh.
Look, see, I'm getting better. I'm getting
Oh,
better.
wow. Wow.
Excellent. Okay, well, thank you, Simone. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen, or no, that was you. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you-
going to say you were sharing screen. Stop
Okay.
share. There you go.
Okay.
Done.
Then what I'd like to do is reinstitute another segment of our show, and that's Fresh as a Daisy with Brian Coonahan, and get a little update on the Daisy Art Parade from Brian. And you're on mute. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Well, very quick update. I've counted about 30 different crews or groups that have submitted something. Simone, I'm waiting for you.
Oh, you're on mute now, Simone.
You're on mute.
So we didn't even get your excuse.
No, the orchestra is very keen. I just haven't done the paperwork, sorry. But we're in.
Sorry to shame you like that. That's terrible.
That's all right. It's okay. I gotta let sometimes the balls drop.
Yeah, and I know you're coming, so I already have you penciled in anyway. So
Oh, thank you.
counting up the amount of people that each group says they're expecting, if it was a range from between 10 and 20, I kind of calculate that as being 15 people. And the total so far is about 400 people who are going to be in this parade. Very excited. Most of the art I haven't seen right now, and those few that I have are absolutely amazing. It's going to blow people's minds what our colleagues, friends, and neighbors are able to produce just by taking time, taking care, and fashioning something over a period of time together. So I'm super excited about that. Also working with different communities, the Latina Network did a couple of sessions at my studio, and they're doing they're taking one of the heads that I've made. I made a dozen egg heads, and then created a 7 foot, I think it's about 7 foot or 8 foot tall chicken to gather the egg heads together and scold them and make sure that they don't get into mischief. So those things are getting painted up in different ways, and I can't wait to see what they're going to look like. And Latina Network has also offered to provide tamales at the end of it. So they're going to have a workshop to cook tamales, and then in Elmwood Park, because it's 1 o'clock and we want to have time to gather and socialize. It would just be nice to have something that's a party food, like a tamale, that you could go over and get one for free, and kill off those hunger pangs while we socialize a bit more. We also have Elmwood Stage, so anyone that's interested in doing poetry or a little bit of music, I'd like you to shoot me an email, because we want to have sort of background music entertainment for that hour, or poetry reading and so on. I'm not going to rent the full shebang of sound equipment that you need to actually have a band there. And so if you're a musician and you want real sound, this is not the gig for you, but otherwise there'll be an MC microphone. We're going to have a raffle and giving out little raffle prizes. And anyway, is there any questions? Maybe I'll just rattle on otherwise.
How about water? Could there be water about given?
Yeah, we
From
should
the
have
water
water with the
authorities?
tamales at the end.
Any parking advice?
Oh, it's Elmwood Park. So it's Saturday at Elmwood Park. The parking lot is free. I recommend dropping off what you have in the morning over by the Taubman and then parking over near Elmwood Park. So it's right across the street when you're done.
And we let people show art before. Corey's got some art he's working on here. And
Oh, sneak preview. That's coming on great.
and
Brian,
Yeah.
is it the same route as last year?
No, it's different. We're starting from behind the Taubman where we finished last year. And then we're heading due south around the market building, down through the market square, down past the fire station #1 where the Pearl Foo Fountain is, and just keep heading straight into Elmwood Park. So it's a short route, but with 400 people, it should take a bit longer than last year. The ending has a lot of trees that limit how high your art should be as you enter Elmwood Park, but we'll have some volunteers help guide people around if the route is a bit obstructed. I recommend walking the route if you have anything big art-wise. The Euchre should be able to get through it fine, I think.
I was curious if that's the theme that you're gonna keep going, like the next year's parade will start at Elmwood Park and go to another location, or?
I'm not taking that one on, Jane.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
Let me get this one done first.
All right, any other questions or art sharing or excitement, encouragement?
Doug, I'd love to share about the grief ritual if I could share my screen.
Sure.
Flyer we
How
just finished.
about I make you a co-host?
Okay. Great. Okay, let's see. We'll do this one. Can y'all see that okay?
Yep.
Okay, great. So I am hosting a grief ritual June 1 and 2 that will be led by my mentor of 7 years, Damaris Crystal. I've worked with her on a lot of different earth and spirit tending coursework, and along with some grief tending work. And this event is supported by an artist action grant that I received in order to help grow in my own ability to help with organizing other folks who tend grief in our community, and ways I can begin learning how to, or continue learning how to hold space for that in community grief tending. And it's June 1 and 2, and day 1's at Unity of Roanoke Valley, and day 2 is at Fishburne Mansion, and it is a 2-day event, but we just weren't able to book either of those places for both days. So we made our dates work and just are going to those 2 different locations. There is more information on the website, and I will put it in a link in the chat, and we'll also be sending this out. Corey will be sending it out on Monday. So happy to answer any questions. I'll put that link in the chat.
It has to tell about April 28th.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Katie. Right,
Great.
Polly.
April 28th is the opening of the David Rainey mural on Gainsborough Garage Wall, which is next to the Martin Luther King Memorial in First Street Bridge, or Martin Luther King Bridge. And so, city partners are planning that opening day. We're gonna have a reader, a theater person do a David Rainey reading, and possibly DJ singing, and hopefully a little walk around the corner to the actual Henry Street, which is where the images that were chosen for the mural are from Henry Street in the 1950s. And so what I'd like is for people to come to walk around the corner, see Henry Street as it is today, but I also want to have some signage regarding what businesses were there in the past, and I need bodies to hold the signs, because it would look better with bodies than just on the sidewalk. And so that's a continuation of people in Roanoke learning about the history of Gainsborough, and hopefully then envisioning how the revitalization can happen, and bringing space and retail and businesses back into that area. That's what I'm pushing, at least.
What time is that?
So that's 2 p.m. Sunday, April 28th.
Any questions for Polly? All right, any other announcements, celebrations, things to get excited about? There's a lot to get excited about.
I can add,
Yeah, go ahead, Joy.
yeah, I'm just as one of the facilitators for the Arts Connect Neighbors. We're in the process of planning 3 more events. 2 of them are in Southwest at a place called Farrington Apartments, which is a HUD-funded apartment complex for people 62 and over, or disabled people. And we're gonna have a drum workshop there. We're gonna meet and figure out a date soon. We're in the process of doing that. And then we're also gonna do embroidered memories from the Roanoke Historical Society. So that's in the process. And then we're also doing in Old Southwest, they have a monthly meeting here at the Gish House, where I am now sitting. I live upstairs at the Gish House. And so for, I don't know how long, they've had a monthly meeting where they have like somebody come and speak, and it's open to the public, and they have snacks and drinks. But now they're going in a direction where they want to have like more social events rather than like just somebody speaking with a PowerPoint. So they're going to have the Roanoke Baroque group come and do a presentation about 18th century classical music, and it's going to be like the featured thing, and everybody, all the neighbors are invited, and it's going to be really fun. And so that's going to be in the fall. So things are happening. Yay.
Yay. Yeah, and I went and met with some folks who want to do kind of a wellness block party in Old Southwest, and I know we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. Or they were just excited looking through all the catalog offerings for it, and you could already see in the early conversation just the potential for it, especially in that part. It's in the part of Old Southwest. It's got a lot of service businesses in these old houses, but there are still lots of neighbors there. In a way, it makes it feel like it's not as populated, but it is populated. So we're gonna find good ways to connect folks. And then there are a whole bunch more on the list, and we're talking with more folks. I also want to celebrate that I swung by last night, kind of accidentally, but swung by Catherine's Arts as a Business workshop or roundtable, and just what a great group of people. We had a lot of good conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Thanks for sitting in. And Helen too. That was just great.
Yeah. Helen really enjoyed that. Yeah. So much good stuff happening. And we do have resources to make more good things happen. This invoicing system, which I kind of joked about, but I was excited about it. I really am excited about it because it's going to help us do more faster. And I met with the attorney with it around it, and we're legitimate in the way we're doing it. And it's just I think it's gonna work really well. So and we also today, there were some murals happening this summer and into the fall. So there'll be 6 or 7 more murals happening, coming up. So we'll be hearing more about those soon, but, lots of things happening as we head into the warmer season. So let me thank everybody. Any other celebrations, comments, things happening? All right, with that, we'll close the regular part of the meeting, and let's hang on, folks who want to build the team, the marketing outreach connection team. And facilitators, would be great if you could stick on for a minute or two with this, and we'll get a plan together for how we can do some more marketing around Arts Connect Neighbors. Sound good? All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Simone.
Welcome. Bye, everyone. Nice to see such lovely smiley faces. Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna stop record.